All right, Leonard, thanks for uploading the sandbox. Downloaded a copy, got it open in Expression Web. We're going to do a live diagnosis, and it'll just see exactly what I do when I go to troubleshoot these things. So I'm just going to open up the index page, and there's the logo and whatnot. So two options: move the logo down or move this up. But based on the fact that it would be barely visible, we're going to move the logo down a little bit. How do we do that? First of all, we figure out how it's positioned. I'm using Firefox and Firebug, and when I go to um, do these sort of things here, I'm looking to see how the logo is positioned, and I take a look at the different CSS properties and whatnot to sort of figure out how we can manipulate things here. Okay, so we have right here now, first thing I notice, excuse me, is there's a width and a height applied to your logo. I'm going to suggest you remove that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that. The reason is we want it to be responsive and resize on different devices. Now, because the logo is 660 pixels, it's set to 660 pixels wide, and Expression Web will do this by default sometimes when working with images. So if we open up our website name, nope, graphic logo, there it is right there. When you drag and drop the logo in, what will sometimes happen is Expression Web will automatically add a width and even a height to it. And that is something we don't want for responsive design. And the other thing is, if we can, let's get rid of the non-breaking spaces and the paragraph tags, basically any markup that is something that is unpredictable. And unpredictable would be paragraph tags, like images within paragraph tags and non-breaking spaces. So long story short, I'm just going to suggest you do the following. Find the image tag in Code View, do a select tag like this. So it selects cut, Control X on your keyboard, and then just all this gobbledygook in the middle, paste it right over top. Now, flip back to Design View, right click on the image, go to the Picture Properties, the Advanced tab, and then uncheck Specify Size. Like that. Okay, now it's going to be, it's a little bit bigger. It's going to, you can either resize the default image, right, to make it smaller, or you can just let the page, determine how big it's going to be. I'm going to suggest we actually resize the logo, but let's just see what happens first of all. We're going to refresh it. Obviously that made the logo a little bit too big. Right, so what we have here, now the logo's gone to its natural size. It's a little bit big, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to resize it for you. Actually, I'm going to do this stuff and upload it back to the server so you can just download a copy and overwrite your local web. But I just wanted to show you what I was doing. So when it comes to logo size, I really highly suggest the logo size you want, make it the size you need for your website. Using a graphic editor, Adobe Photoshop, Fireworks, any graphic editor, or just throw it over our way and we'll do it for you. In this case, I think 600 was the size you had, so I'm going to go back and open that up and resize it for you. And I'm just going to run through these other things then and do the tweaks, and then I'll show you what I did. Okay, so here's the sort of what I did. Here's I resized it to around 500 or so. Basically, sized it so that there's a little bit of space right here, and then we have the logo, and then I just sort of realigned the bits and pieces on each side to make sure it worked out there. You said the slider's leaving a white box in the red border under it. That's actually a button. Okay, if you want to get rid of that, that white box is actually a button for the slider. So if you have only one image, you probably don't need it. But let me just show you where to remove that. You go to your site styles, library, sliders, hero slider. Okay, and right down here, see this navigation? You can get rid of that. That gets rid of the white box. So if you're just going to have the one image, you don't need the white button at the bottom. Okay, so that'll get rid of that box down there. And let me just take a look back at your questions there. So that's the off-canvas, different links. I imagine with the off-canvas, I'm going to take a look at that right now. I have a feeling it's probably just a bullet list. And let's see how it's all configured here. So let me just take a look at this here for a second. I'm going to grab this code here, just quickly reformat it so I can see what's going on. So okay, so UL, home, about single, contact, all that sort of stuff there. That looks fine, except we have a space right here. Yeah, there's something that's not closed off properly. I'm just going to quickly reorganize this for you, if you only have this many pages. And really what's throwing things off is this right here has a sub list, which we don't really need anymore. So I'm going to get rid of this and this right here and this right here, and make sure that everything is open and closed like that there, and we don't need this then. Okay, because that's all we need, just like that there. We don't need the indented list anymore, because it's a short list. So I'm just going to grab this, paste it back in, hit save, and then I'm going to preview your page here. There we go. Oh, and button's gone, by the way. And of course, when you remove the button, it does remove the red border, just so you know. If you want that back in, because we can probably pop that back in. But let me just do one thing first here. Just refresh the page, and then we'll open up the off canvas. And there we go. Everything's neat and tidy right here. Okay, just like that. Now, let's go and close that up. Now for your slider, we probably need something or want something down below there, because we've removed the navigation bar. Now the navigation bar was red with white buttons, so if you're not going to use the navigation buttons, we can put something else in place there. We can use a divider bar. Okay, and this is what I'm going to suggest we do. I'm going to do it, and then we can always change it later. Okay, so my first thought is let's just throw a divider bar in across the whole page so it sandwiches in the search and the breadcrumb nicely, and then you have all your content down below, and there it looks nice and neat and tidy and cut off. But we can also replace this with just a div container of a certain color and height if you want, but I thought this might be a little tidier. And we already have that sort of in place. So that's all the bells and whistles done, I believe. Let me just see what I got here on my list here. Bottom of the next page, a woman is blocking the company name. So let's go take a look at the bottom of the page and talk to that woman. Let's give her a stern lecture right here. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So what we're going to do here is the width of the content here is part of the issue, and the width of the picture, because we have a total of 1170 pixels to work with. So this black background here is about 1170 pixels wide. And the woman plus the text being centered and whatnot. So we either get rid of the picture, or we change the content here so it stacks on top of itself. So we could do the name of the company and then the address. So I'm going to do that, and then if you want to get rid of the woman, I'll show you how to do that as well. So let's go to the index page, right? And you very well, it's very possible that you want to have the the name of the company, right, like this, and the address all in one line. But I'm just going to suggest for now we do a break just like that. Okay, I'm going to save it, and then if you want to put it back, you can obviously put it back and have it all in one line, just to hit the back. You can figure that part out because you did it in the first place. But so in a preview, we would then have this all stacked up like here. We have enough room for the picture of the woman. Now if you want to get rid of the picture here, basically what you do is you put your cursor and maybe just double click on the word Alliance, flip it over to code view, and right below that is this image tag with this fade in left, and it's the call today, using a class of call today, and that's the call today PNG is the woman. Just right click on where it says image here, right click, select tag, hit delete on the keyboard, woman's gone. But I'll just undo that, and I'm going to post your site back up to the sandbox. Actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zip it all up. I'll send it over to you. Take the site you have right now, hide it away somewhere, take the one I'm sending you, open that up as a brand new website, because some of the changes I made to the shared.css and the size of the logo and little things like that, it'd be a lot easier to just take a brand new site and with everything intact, as opposed to trying to overwrite what you already have there. So I'll pop that up to the server. You can download it, unzip it, and open it like it's a brand new template.